Hi again, my friends. Andrew Richter of Community Solutions Minnesota with another video here about the 2024 presidential election. Once again, talking about polling because, again, I think the polls I showed in previous videos how they were off in 2020, how the New York Times Arizona poll makes no sense whatsoever. I got another poll that makes very little sense. It is the You Gov Yahoo poll. This was taken right at the end of August. But before we get to that poll, I want to show you this top part here. This is the 2020 election. This right here is how voters identified themselves. They identified themselves. 37% of voters called themselves Democratic, 36% Republican, and 27% Independent. Now, President Biden, this is the popular vote, by the way, not Electoral College, won the popular vote 51% to 47% about. But you see where he won really was in independent voters, 54 to 43. A plus 11 for Biden over President Trump in 2020. And I'm sure that was his margin of victory in Wisconsin and in Arizona and places like that. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important because what it tells you about the 2020 electorate is that both sides got their partisans out, and it was really decided by President Biden's advantage among independents. Now, when you look at this YouGov Yahoo poll, this is what I don't get from the mainstream polling. This poll has Harris up by one. Again, this is the national popular vote. I think we take too many national popular vote polls. I mean, I don't know that would surprise anybody that the popular vote would be close nationally. I actually think this poll probably indicates Trump's ahead, but I'll get into that in a sec. It's Harris up one, which is interesting because this poll was taken right after the Democratic convention. She's up 1 point. That's not good for her. However, the weird part is President Trump down here was ahead by 10 points among independent voters. Remember, he lost independent voters by 11 in 2020. So let me ask this, here, YouGov Yahoo. How is it possible that he's gone from 11 points down to 10 points ahead? That's a 21-point swing among 27% of the electorate, yet somehow he's down a point. Shouldn't he be ahead by 4? Like President Biden in 2020? Why isn't he? Once again, now, YouGov Yahoo, of course, they're a left-wing pollster. And again, like I said before, I don't care that they're liberal as long as they're accurate. They did not release internals on this poll. But remember in the Arizona poll how I broke down how the internals were wrong. They were off by 8 points when you looked at Democrats being oversampled, Republicans being undersampled. My guess is you have the same thing here. You have Democrats being way oversampled, and you have Republicans being way undersampled. One of the two. But how do you go from losing by 11 among independents to winning by 10, and yet in one case somebody's ahead by 4 points, then somehow President Trump's still down by 1? This is not possible, because this can't be right. Once again, we have a poll not right. Once again, you're going to see the CNNs, the ABCs, the NBCs, no one will challenge these polls. No one will look at the internals. No one will give you the analysis that just took me a couple minutes to do. Another nonsense poll by the mainstream media. Now, look, at the end of the day, this doesn't mean much. I mean, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but this starts a narrative. It's the narrative that keeps happening. Oh, Harris is surging. Harris took the lead. The headline is all anybody looks at. So just keep this in mind, folks, when you look at these polls. Once again, another BS poll by the mainstream media. I'll be back with another video in the coming days very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.